This is not going to be a crafting video or talk about any crafting topics at all. Um, right now, I just want to have a quick chat. My name is Cheryl, and I do make videos on this channel, and they're usually related to crafting and other chatty things. But I felt that this was important to say and that it needed its own video. Um, I want to talk for a minute to other white people about the topic of racism and white fragility. Yeah, I know these are very loaded topics, as I am well aware. Um, but I've been learning some things through conversations that have been happening in the online crafting community, mostly on Instagram, and then spreading out a little wider. I've read a book which I highly recommend. Highly recommend. It's So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijoma Oulo. And I will put that book information, maybe a couple of other books that I have not read yet, but have been highly recommended to me by a lot of other people. White fragility is real, and there are things that we need to talk about dealing with race and white supremacy and systemic problems in our governments and organizations and communities and schools, as well as just some basic interactions between people of different backgrounds and different races and cultures. We need to have some discussions, some real constructive discussions about these things. It's necessary and important. Unfortunately, white people, because of our white fragility, and I include myself, I am not immune at all. And I'm learning. And all I can do is try and learn and try and do better, and try and listen. Anyway, because of our white fragility, white people, men, women, any other or gender identity or preference, gender, I'm forgetting my words. Anyway, gay or straight or anything, any other identity, white people are not capable of having the conversations that we need because we immediately get absolutely defensive and hurt and because we are raised in this system where any white person, I'm sorry, but any white person, we are from birth raised in a culture where we get privileges and we are taught that is normal, and we are taught to behave in certain ways and to see other people in certain ways, and we inherit racism from this. But when anybody tries to talk about that, we immediately get so hurt and angry and defensive because you're calling me racist? Oh no, that's like the worst uh, the worst slur you could ever throw at me. I am not. I'm not. And we it just turns um, and then in our defensiveness we get we can turn around and try and make ourselves the victim, and we can actually start to defensively be attacking. And I've seen this happening when my online crafting community has been trying to grapple with some of these topics and conversations and trying to be constructive, but it often falls apart. And this week particular has been a dumpster fire, which is prompting me that it's important to say some of these things and important to talk to other white people and try and, I know, just, it's, we need to do better. And we need to be willing to apologize when we have hurt someone's feelings and done or said something that was racist against a person around us. And when they tell us and they try to express their hurt and their experience and try and have a conversation, we can't shut them down and just blow up or run away and blame them for even trying to have a conversation. It's not their fault. It is not their fault. And we can't demand that when they try and talk to us, that they have a smile on their face and they use the kindest, softest, most pleasant words and a soft and sweet voice. We can't try and make them fit our demands to make us comfortable. This is called tone policing, which is another topic. And it's something that white people do when we're defensive and uncomfortable and upset in a conversation. But because of what all these minority people have suffered under white supremacist systems and white supremacist default overall culture, they have every right to be angry. They have every right, and they do not have to make us feel better when they're trying to tell us something we did wrong. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us as white people to sit with some discomfort and learn to tolerate a difficult situation for a little bit so that we can get past that and get to some constructive dialogue. Because we need to get there. We just need to get there. And have open and constructive dialogues. But we don't know how to do it. But the only response initially that we should give to someone who's told us that we have made them feel excluded or said something or done something that they felt was racist. We need to believe them. They're not making it up. They are not being oversensitive. They are not just trying to be mean. They are not being bullies. Bringing these issues up, they are not bullying us. No, we can't call them bullies for trying to ask us to do better. That's not bullying. But what we need to do is just listen, believe them, take them at their word that it was harmful to them, and recognize that we did harm. Recognize we did say that, we did do that, and they felt how they felt. We don't get to tell them, no, you didn't feel that way. No. They feel how they feel. And it doesn't matter whether we were trying to be racist. We're not trying. We just are. That's the problem. We don't have to try to be racist. We were born into racist cultures and systems. So our intention when we say or do, it doesn't matter. What matters is how it affects them, the impact that we have on them. And when they tell us it's harmful, we need to believe it and apologize. No, not make an excuse about, oh, but we didn't want to, or we weren't trying to, or I'm not a racist. No excuses. Just a simple apology with no excuse. Recognizing that I did or said something that was harmful to you, and I'm sorry. And this is an opportunity for us to learn. It's not easy. These are never easy conversations. And to be told that you're wrong, obviously it's never fun. It's never happy. It's never good. And they don't need to try and make it happy or good for us. No, we made a mistake. We need to feel it. We need to recognize it. See it as an opportunity to learn. Because that's what it is. It's an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to look inside ourselves, and an opportunity to do better. Do some work. Maybe read some articles. Maybe read a book. I will try to put some resources in the information box below. If anybody watches and anybody wants to read a little